All right. So, today, let's take a deep dive into something I think we all deal with pretty much every day,
Hmm.
routines. Are they the key to a really productive and successful life, or are they just kind
Sure.
of boxing us in?
Yeah.
And today, we're going to be looking at this question through this really interesting Swedish text.
Okay.
It's called Rutiner, fängelse eller fria, which translates to
Hmm.
routines, prison, or freedom.
I like that.
So, I think a lot of us we crave structure, we
Yeah.
like to know what's coming next,
Mhm.
but then at the same time, there's this part of us that yearns to break free.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So how do we kind of reconcile those two things?
Absolutely. And this text really gets into that complicated relationship we have with routine. At one point, the author even calls routines a bloodshaganda beste vän,
Okay. Hold on, what was that?
a blood-sucking best friend.
Okay, blood-sucking best friend. That's that's kind of intense imagery, right?
It is, right?
Like what do they even mean by that?
Well, think about it. A best friend is someone you rely on, someone who's always there for you, offers support. But then there's that blood-sucking part,
Right.
which kind of suggests that maybe that support comes at a cost.
Mhm.
Maybe the routine starts to feel
Yeah.
draining, even as it's giving you structure. It's almost like that first cup of coffee in the morning.
Okay.
It's like that first sip is just what you need.
Yeah,
But then over time, needing that caffeine just to function can start to feel like a burden.
totally. Yeah, no, I get that for sure. So, how does the text actually sort of unpack this whole like push and pull between the helpful and the restrictive sides of routines?
Well, there's this really interesting thought experiment that the author uses to kind of illustrate this point.
Okay.
Imagine planning a night out with friends,
Okay.
but instead of just figuring out where to go, you schedule the entire evening down to the minute.
Oh.
You know how many drinks you'll have, who you'll talk to, what you'll talk about,
Okay, yeah.
even when you'll leave.
That sounds less like a fun night out and more like a business meeting.
Right. And that's exactly the point the author's trying
Yeah.
to make.
Yeah.
They even paint this picture of the group kind of robotically following this plan,
Yeah.
highlighting how absurd it is to schedule fun in such a rigid way.
Right.
But then they ask, are we doing the same thing in our daily lives?
Uh,
Like, are we so focused on sticking to our routines
yeah.
that we might be missing out on those like unplanned moments of joy or connection
Oh, that's
that
interesting.
actually make life interesting?
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's making me think about like how much of my day is actually driven by what I truly need and want
Right.
versus just like going through the motions
Exactly.
of my like pre-programmed schedule.
It's so easy to fall into that trap,
Yeah.
especially these days. Everything's so fast-paced.
Right.
Everyone's obsessed with productivity. But you know what? The author they do acknowledge the potential downsides
Mm.
of those like really rigid routines.
Yeah.
But they also offer this more nuanced perspective
Okay.
on how routines can be beneficial.
So it's not all like doom and gloom?
No, no.
Not all when it comes to routines. Okay. So tell me more about this like positive side.
Sure. So the author advocates for a more mindful approach to routines,
Hmm.
one that's tailored to your individual
Yeah.
needs and your natural rhythms.
So it's more about working with your energy
Exactly.
instead of trying to force yourself into this mold that doesn't really fit.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, they talk about somebody who finds that their creativity peaks in the morning.
Okay.
So their morning routine might involve walking,
Hmm.
exercising, writing, and even delaying breakfast for a few hours just to maximize mental clarity.
Delaying breakfast. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So is there a strict timetable for all of this? Like,
That's where it gets really interesting
okay.
because even within this routine, the author emphasizes flexibility.
Okay.
It's not about rigidly adhering to a set schedule.
Yeah.
It's more about paying attention to what your body and mind need in that moment.
I see.
So, like some days that walk might be a quick 20-minute stroll.
Yeah.
Other days it might be a longer, more contemplative hour in nature.
Mm.
It's all about what feels right for you.
Yeah. No, I like that. It's like having a framework,
Right.
but with room to breathe, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, to adapt. It makes me think about those days when I try to force myself into my usual morning routine,
Yeah.
but I'm just not feeling it. And
Yeah.
maybe on those days, I should just listen to my body
Yeah.
and do something different.
Exactly. That's the kind of self-awareness the author is encouraging,
Right.
is recognizing that we're not machines, you know?
Mm.
Our needs change from day to day.
Yeah.
The text also makes this distinction between the routines that are imposed on us externally,
Right.
like work schedules or appointments,
Mm.
versus the routines we choose to create for ourselves.
So are they saying we should question whether we really need to overschedule every aspect of our life beyond those necessary obligations?
That's exactly it. Like,
Yeah.
the author sees to champion this idea of leaving space in our lives
Yeah.
for spontaneity,
Yeah.
for those activities that genuinely energize us and bring us joy,
Yeah.
rather than just checking off boxes on a to-do list.
Right. Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally. It's making me think about all those things that I feel like I should be doing, even if they don't, always exactly spark joy.
A
Like
lot.
exercising more or finally like cleaning out that closet.
Right. Those shoulds, the author brings those up too.
Okay.
And it's really fascinating. It's like, are all those good activities,
Mm-hmm.
exercise, healthy eating, meditation, are they actually making us feel good?
Wait, so you're saying that even if we're doing things that are like objectively good for us,
Right.
if we dread them, it could actually be counterproductive.
That's exactly what the author's suggesting, that
Huh.
forcing ourselves to do things we hate, even if they're good for us, can just create this sense of dread
Yeah.
and actually take away from the benefit.
Okay.
It's
Thank
like
you.
it's like forcing yourself to eat vegetables you can't stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might get the nutrients,
Right.
but you're also reinforcing this negative association with healthy eating.
Okay, that's a great analogy.
Right.
Okay, so if we're not supposed to force ourselves to do things we hate,
Hmm.
even if they're good for us, what's the alternative? Just avoid them altogether.
Well, not necessarily. The author,
Yeah.
they actually suggest this pretty clever strategy.
Okay.
If you have to do something essential but unpleasant, do it first thing in the morning,
Oh,
just to
interesting.
get it out of the way.
So get it over with
Yeah.
and free up the rest of the day.
Exactly. That way you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
That dreaded task isn't looming over you
Right.
like a
Right.
dark cloud.
Yeah. No, I can see how that would create a sense of accomplishment and freedom.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, rewarding yourself for tackling the tough stuff.
Right. And this speaks to this broader point the author makes about procrastination.
Okay.
They suggest that, if we're constantly putting off certain good activities,
Yeah.
maybe it's a sign those activities aren't actually aligned with our true desires and passions.
Oh.
Yeah.
So instead of beating myself up for not going to the gym,
Right.
maybe I should just explore different ways to move my body that I actually find fun,
Exactly.
like dancing or hiking.
Yeah. Like, find what energizes you.
Yeah.
And the author even poses this kind of provocative question.
Yeah.
They say, if you need an alarm clock to wake up,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you haven't found work that you're truly passionate about.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
It is, right?
I mean, come on. We all have responsibilities, right?
Sure.
Bills to pay.
Of course.
But I get what they're saying.
Mm.
Like maybe there's a way to find more alignment between our daily routine
Yeah.
and our deeper sense of purpose.
That's the heart of it.
Yeah.
They're really challenging us to examine
Yeah.
our current routines, our bigger life choices even. Are they truly serving us? Are they allowing us to live authentically?
Yeah.
And they remind us there's no one-size-fits-all approach here.
Right.
We're all individuals, right?
Yeah.
We all have unique needs and desires.
I think that's so important because we live in a world where
Yeah.
we're constantly bombarded with images of the perfect morning routine,
Mhm.
the ideal daily schedule.
Absolutely.
And it's so easy to fall into that trap of comparing ourselves to others and
Yeah.
feeling like we're not doing enough
Oh, sure.
or that our routine isn't good enough.
Yeah. And the author seems to be championing individuality and freedom here.
Mm-hmm.
They're encouraging us to experiment,
Right.
figure out what works for us,
Yeah.
instead of trying to conform to some external ideal.
Right.
It's like, give yourself permission to break free from those cookie-cutter routines
Yeah.
that leave you feeling trapped and unhappy.
It's like reclaiming your time and energy
Yeah.
and using it to create a life that's actually your own,
Exactly.
a life that reflects your values and brings you joy.
And that seems to be the core message of the text,
Yeah.
It's a call to live a life
Hmm.
that's true to ourselves and
Yeah.
the people we love, a life that's not dictated by, these rigid routines that
Mm,
cause anxiety and stifle our joy.
I love that. It's about finding that sweet spot between structure and freedom,
Hmm.
between productivity and enjoyment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's also recognizing that routines are meant to serve us,
Yeah.
not enslave us.
Wow. This has been really eye-opening.
Yeah.
I think, I think we often get so caught up in the like the productivity aspect of
Yeah.
routines that we kind of forget to even just ask ourselves,
Mm.
like, are they actually making us happy?
It's so easy to fall into that trap.
Right.
Yeah. I think this deep dive has really highlighted that,
Mm-hmm.
routines can be incredibly valuable tools,
Yeah.
but they really shouldn't feel like a prison.
Right.
It's about finding that balance, wouldn't you say?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. So what are some practical things we can do
Hmm.
to kind of create routines that really serve us?
Yeah.
Like, does the text, does it offer any guidance on that?
It doesn't lay out a step-by-step plan.
Okay.
And I think that's intentional.
Yeah.
It seems like
Our routines,
exactly.
instead of trying to fit into this one size fits all mold.
Exactly. And maybe the best place to start is with just a simple question.
Okay.
Like if you could design your ideal day, you know, no restrictions,
Mm.
what would that look like? What activities would be at the top of your list?
Ooh, that is a great question.
Right.
Yeah, and what would we let go of?
Right.
What are those things that we're doing just out of obligation or habit that we could maybe reevaluate?
I think that's key. Yeah.
Mm.
Like giving ourselves permission to say no to things that drain our energy
Right.
and yes to those things that light us up,
Mm.
even if they don't fit the conventional definition of,
Hmm.
of a productive activity.
Yeah, it's about reclaiming that sense of agency and
Right.
joy, right?
Sure.
Making choices that align with our values and our passions,
Yeah,
even within the framework of our daily routines.
exactly. And who knows, maybe by embracing a little more flexibility and honoring our inner desires, we might just find ourselves waking up without that alarm clock,
Right.
eager to start the day.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That's the dream.
It is the dream. Well, this deep dive has given me so much to think about,
Yeah.
not only in terms of my daily routines, but just my overall approach to life.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you so much for guiding us through this fascinating exploration.
It's been my pleasure. Always a joy to delve into these thought-provoking ideas and see where they lead us.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about routines? What shifts might you make to bring more joy and fulfillment into your days?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Until next time, may your routines serve you well
Yeah.
and your days be filled with purpose and delight.